Hlomu, my girl, wake up out of your sleep. Wake up. They're about to snatch your man. Naledi is on that fake it till you make it tip. And Tshedi, my girl, now you know damn well that you're just pretending to be that. Hello everybody and welcome to the K-Map channel. This is Kay Kritiques. If you're new here, Kay Kritiques is a segment on this channel where we discuss all things South African television. So please do make sure that you like, subscribe, comment. It really helps with the algorithm. And also turn on the notification bell so that you get a notification every single time I upload on the channel. Now, you already saw the title, so you know what? The Wife season 3 episode 40 to 42 gave us a lot to think about, but not really. It gave, but it also didn't give. So let's just get into it, okay? Hlomu and Xoli's story arcs this week were intertwined. Just gonna get that out of the way and then we can get to the meat and potatoes of this week's episodes, which was Naledi's story arc, which I'm actually surprised about because in the previous video, if you haven't watched it, I will link it in the cards up above. But in the previous video, I had just complained about Naledi being the main character, but her not having any sort of development or any storyline. Like her storyline was non-existent. And Showmax and Staying Class were like, I bet. Here you go. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. I feel like we're getting somewhere and I'm actually excited to be bringing this video to you guys today because I will not lie, I actually enjoyed this week's episodes. So Hlomu is trying to fix her relationship with Mqhele from last week. We knew that she was feeling the distance. She was feeling as if Mqhele is pulling away and that her marriage is in trouble. So she's been really trying to not drink, look after the child, and try and strengthen the relationship. I was very proud of her for that. Not necessarily for her getting back with Mqhele and trying to fix her marriage, no, but for her trying to be and do right, trying to do right by her daughter Umtania and be like, no, I'm not going to be drinking alcohol when I'm around my child. I just want to bond with my child and make sure that she's safe, so I'm never ever going to drink around her. I was so proud of my girl for that. Xoli, their mother's plan is that Mqhele is going to drug Hlomu with sleeping pills and then Xoli is going to have sex with Mqhele. But obviously she's still refusing. She's doubling down and I'm like, my girl, you better double down because we already have a bride in this family who's sleeping with their brother-in-law. Like, we don't need another one. We don't need another one. Please, my sister, please, for my own sake, don't do it. But she is blackmailed by her mother that, oh, your father took you to nursing school, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Xoli, my girl, you better double down, okay? Double down. But she agrees to it. They try to offer Hlomu a glass of wine. And I'm actually so proud. I'm so proud of her. She was able to refuse the glass and be like, no, I'm with my child. I'm not going to have any glass. And in the end, they do end up giving her the glass of wine with the drugs and she does fall asleep. But I'm just going to say this is partly Mqhele's fault. And if you don't know by now, this is a Mqhele hate account. We're gonna bash Mqhele every single chance we get in this house. In this house, we believe in a bashing Mqhele. Because one thing about me, I will bash this man, okay? The first half of these episodes, Mqhele was not feeling my girl Hlomu at all. He didn't even give her a kiss goodbye, didn't even make eye contact with her, only interacted with her when necessary, spoke to Umtania only. Like, Hlomu was like, I thought we could spend the day together. I even told the nanny to go and have a day off. And Mqhele's like, you know what? I have to go. I don't have time for this. And Hlomu was trying to beg him and he was like, don't do that. That's it. And I'm like, he hates her. He hates her, and I can see how she would feel like her suspicions are coming true, where she's feeling like her husband is pulling away. And I feel like if Mqhele and Xoli actually end up going through with this madness of having sex, she is gonna be so heartbroken. Xoli, my girl, we're coming for you, okay? Hlomu can be gangster, so you're gonna catch these hands. Okay, but in the end, after Qhawe speaks with Mqhele, he tries to fix things with Hlomu, because Qhawe did tell her that you're lucky to have Hlomu, so try and fix things with her and treat her right. And he goes home, finds her asleep. Xoli comes in with this LBD, baby. She was looking fine. One thing about Xoli, one thing about Ulungelo, she is a beautiful black woman. She is a beautiful black woman. And I'm not even gonna take that away from her, even though I didn't like what she did seducing her brother-in-law. But I can admit that I get why Mqhele would be seduced, because damn, my good sis was looking fine. Okay, she was looking scrumptious, and she did a little seducing. She did the bend and snap, cooked him some food. For me, it was like, it wasn't even that difficult because she's so beautiful. And Mqhele has a wandering eye these days, which is something that's new to us, because Mqhele was painted as this person who would never ever cheat. And that was it for my two girlies whom I love so much. They've been carrying the show so far, but today they took a step back and allowed Naledi to shine, and I'm happy about that. Speaking of Naledi, while we're on the topic of Naledi, let's get into my good sister's mess. Okay, so we pick up right where we left off, where the aftermath of what Tshedi revealed is coming to light. Sifako's family leaves, and Sifako as well is determined to leave because of what will people say. And he's actually more upset at the fact that Naledi was having sex with Qhawe than the actual fact that there's a sex tape out there, because he claims that he waited for her ever since he was young. He was promised that he will be with Naledi. He hasn't engaged in sexual intercourse, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I'm like, we're in the 21st century. And to me, this sort of feels like a form of slut shaming. Because to fuck on my brother, if it was you who had been the one with the sex tape, or if it had been you being the one who has had sex before, it wouldn't be a problem, and no one would have a problem with it. And this all just boils down to the patriarchy that men can even have kids before getting married, and they even have kids in their marriages, and the wife expected to grin and just accept it and be happy and raise those kids. Whereas if the woman were to do the same thing, the children must stay with her family instead of being raised by the husband, because the man can't raise another man's kids, but the woman can be able to raise another woman's kids, which is what I have a problem with. And I'm like, Sifako, you're also just showing your insecurities about Qhawe, because you can see for yourself that Naledi still loves Qhawe, and he's just insecure about that. And he was like, I waited for you, what will people say? And I'm like, my brother, we all know that you are the one with the issue here. You're just jealous of Qhawe, and you're insecure because you know that Qhawe can take your girl like that, which is what he actually said, was like, I'm gonna take Naledi from right up under your nose. And he knows that what Qhawe was saying is true, and he's very intimidated by that, which he should be. But anyways, Qhawe watches the footage from the Royal Tabeng on the day of Selo's shooting, and he finds out exactly what went down, and he decides to return to Royal Tabeng to try and show Naledi the footage. And when he gets there, it's the Lobola celebration, or the wedding celebration of Naledi and Sifako. They get taken away to get tortured because they're trespassing, and obviously Khosi hates Qhawe's guts, so obviously he's not gonna let Qhawe get away. At this dang on Lobola celebration, Tshedi, who is currently my favorite character right now, like Tshedi is my favorite character right now. Tshedi is wilding, like she's wilding out, and I'm actually more convinced now that she's pretending than I was before, because I feel like she's just doing this now just to spite Naledi and make sure that Naledi doesn't get married. He feels like because Naledi's lover is the one who took her husband away from her, Naledi doesn't deserve happiness. So she's just playing this whole routine out. She causes drama at the weddings, tells everyone that she was locked in her room, and that the son-in-laws of this family all die. And I'm just enjoying Tshedi's character right now. Like, I'm enjoying it. And Nkhosi, obviously, because of his favoritism, he decides that he wants to lock my girl up in a mental institution. And he's just showing us time and time again that he hates Tshedi with his whole entire life. Like, even Molefi, the servant, cares more about Tshedi than his own father. And I feel like what Nkhosi doesn't realize is that favoritism causes such a big rift in between siblings, like the same way that it's doing now. He doesn't realize that it's his fault that Tshedi hates Naledi. He's the reason why Silo is dead, with him forcing things and the ancestors warning him this whole entire time. Like, this storyline of Nkhosi, like, it just keeps getting worse and worse the more he shows his favoritism towards Naledi, and I don't like it at all. Justice for my girl Tshedi, and Tshedi girl, carry on acting mad and ruin Naledi's life, because you know what, you deserve your revenge, baby. So Qhawe is in the dungeon and he wants to show Naledi the phone. Her father breaks the phone because he knows that there's damning evidence on the phone. And Naledi is in the cell and defends Qhawe Nomqoqi and tries to convince herself. Like, I felt like she was trying to convince herself when she was telling Qhawe that she's in love with Sifako and she's gonna spend the rest of her life with Sifako and be happy. She was trying to convince herself of those things. Like, she was trying to make herself believe it, even though she knows that she doesn't feel like Sifako can make her happy and she's still in love with Qhawe, which we do see during their intimate time where she fakes it. Okay, like, I was like, not you faking it, not Naledi faking it. Oh my gosh, like, I feel like that's the worst thing. And it's like the reason why Naledi, part of the reason why that Naledi was faking it is because if she did speak out, he would have slut shamed her even more. Like, he would have made her feel guilty because, oh, you've slept with Qhawe, that's why you're thinking about Qhawe right now, blah 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 blah. My girl is not happy and we need to free her from the shackles of Sifako Piri for my own sake, okay? He knows where she belongs. She needs to go back to Qhawe Zulu. The following day, or like in the next few days, she goes back to work. She's having a conversation with the Tshedi and she gets a text from Qhawe, and the fact that one text from Qhawe crumbled her whole marriage should tell her something, that she couldn't stop thinking about one text from Qhawe telling her that I miss you and I can't stop thinking about you, and she thought about it the whole day. You thinking more about this man that you claim you don't love anymore over your actual husband over one text? I mean, like, the jokes are writing themselves at this point. Tshedi does like notice and tells Naledi that, Naledi, you're still in love with Qhawe. Like, when are you gonna admit it to yourself? And he actually says dating a Zulu man, you become a prisoner for life. And I'm like, facts. Even Tshedi, the man who's in love with you, who should be happy that you broke up with Qhawe, but he can see that you're still in love with Qhawe. Like, everybody can see except her. And yeah, another thing that I'm actually kind of mad at is that we actually got more development in Naledi and Sifako's love story than we did with Qhawe and Naledi. Like, if you take a look and compare between Qhawe and Naledi, all we saw was them meeting, him proposing, them moving in together, and them fighting constantly. But when you take a look on the other hand with the parallel, we saw him courting her, we saw them going on dates, we saw them meet each other's families, we saw them going through things, sharing things, him supporting her through that difficult time after the mine bombing, right, and people getting injured, him being there for her, holding her hand, him proposing to her after they'd gotten to know each other for quite some time, even though they were already engaged and were promised to each other. But to see their relationship develop and bloom, I wish like that was done for Qhawe and Naledi, not Naledi and Sifako. If Qhawe was Sifako, we would be rooting for them so hard because of the development. But because we want Naledi to end up with Qhawe, we don't even care about Sefako. But when you take a look at it, other than the fact that Qhawe is our Woolet's husband, Sefako is actually perfect for Naledi. I said what I said and I'm not taking it back. Okay? And then the other thing that happened was that Five Tiger was still pulling the diamond scam. They capture him, run after him, and quickly shoot him. And yeah, he dies. And that was The Wife, episode 40 to 42. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please do comment down below what you thought of the episodes, and please do let me know what other series you'd want me to review. Comment, like, share, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.